Welcome back, Roy Ones. Thank you for tuning back in to If I Only Knew. Today is another special show with Houiea. If you guys didn't see the previous video on How To channel, you guys should check it out. This particular video, we're going to talk specifically about connecting to your higher self, the particular reading that Houiea does. What is it, how it works, and even what is your higher self? So, without any further ado, Mr. Houiea.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing.
I'm amazing.
Fantastic. So, you know what? Before we even get into the higher self, who are you and what's a little bit of your background?
My name is Houiea Love. I'm a multidimensional healing artist. And background, right?
Hit you with one you wasn't thinking about.
I know, right? Like, where does this begin? Like, where, like, how far back do you want to go? You know, it's just past, like, no, just kidding. So I began doing readings in 2012. I started with numerology readings and astrology. I wasn't doing astrology readings, but I started with numerology and astrology. Right around the turn of, you know, like this whole polar shift that people were talking about and stuff like that, it felt much more internal to me. So
with the Mayan calendar, right?
Correct. So I started studying numerology, and I started studying my numbers, my life path, and my name, and all this other stuff. And then I started studying my friends' names and people who I knew really, really closely, so that I could see how the numbers related to their lives. And then from there, it took me maybe like a year, like 2 years, because that was about February 2012. And I went to a Mind Body Spirit Expo in 2013, like November, and I did numerology readings there. That's when I first and finally offered the service. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm offering the service, and I'm, you know, being paid for my services, I'm exchanging. And then that was when it all started. So when I started offering readings, I was like, okay, I'm doing this, you know. And people were getting in the chair, I was reading the numbers, and like they were having these experiences, they were crying, and I'm just like wondering, like, no, it's just numbers, like, you know. And they were like, no, this is much more, and you should be charging more, and So I was like, oh, okay, it's just numbers, you know, I'm just reading your numerology. So then from there I started doing a monthly fair at Sacred Green Earth in South Jersey. This whole time I was in South Jersey, and I started doing more numerology readings there. And then I think within about 3 months, I was doing tarot card readings. And then after tarot card readings, it evolved. And this is about May, June. I was ready for higher self readings. And I had to be introduced and comfortable with communicating to my higher self in order to introduce other people to their higher selves and strengthen that connection for other people. You know, heal yourself first and then heal others, because hurt people, but healed people heal people.
So what is a higher self exactly?
So here we are as physical beings, you know, made manifest, and our spirit, our self, our highest expression of ourself is our higher self. It's our higher self. And there are many people who have like the same higher self, because as we go up, it's like, well, I wouldn't say there are many people that have the same higher self, but as you go up into oneness and you become closer to the Creator, it's kind of like how can I put it? We all merge. This is why we're all one. We all just continue to merge and merge and merge into oneness. So there are people who do have the same higher self, okay? And as you go up even further, then that higher self has a higher self. And so forth, and so forth, and so forth, because the ultimate higher self is the source of all creation, which is oneness.
So when you're doing a higher self reading, you're connecting to that person's higher self, which has an understanding, a complete understanding of who they are, where they have come from, and where they want to go. right? And that higher self pretty much gives them some tools to be able to further achieve their goals.
Correct. And in higher self reading, so basically what happens in a higher self reading, you come and you sit down, and I say a prayer, and then I summon your higher self, and then we all have a nice chat. It's basically me playing mediator or translator is what I feel much more comfortable saying. Translator to you from your higher self, to filter out all the messages that kind of get distorted or tainted or misconstrued, and just really remove anything that is not of you for you and serving your highest good.
So would you consider that to be a medium?
No, that's very different. So mediumship, you're actually allowing spirits to inhabit the body for a time being, and I do not do mediumship. I have no problems with people who do mediumship, but that's just not my forte.
So yours is just pretty much channeling.
Correct.
Okay, so this and the higher self, how long do the sessions usually last?
So I do sessions for 30 minutes, 45, and 1 hour. They don't seem to need much more than an hour, but I'm willing to go up, more. However, everything is $1 a minute, and it seems to be pretty much fulfilling. Like I've only had 2 sessions that were an hour long, and those people were incredibly deep and out there. They were just like.
You telling me there's out there people?
Out there, over there, just everywhere. They were very vast people.
Man. So what is the highlight? What is some of the benefits for you doing the higher reading? Do you get any kind of energetic boost, or what is your personal experience with it?
I'm fulfilling my life purpose. That's my benefit. That's what I get. I'm fulfilling my life purpose. I don't get any type of energetic kind of give back or anything. I get fulfillment to know that I'm doing what I'm put here to do. I'm serving the Creator and bringing other people to the Creator and not back to me. You understand? Because if each and every single person is able to connect with their higher self, then we'll all be walking around here as our higher selves.
That sounds pretty cool.
I'm with it.
And I have to say, guys, I had a higher self reading, and that's the only reason I'm even bringing you guys this stuff, because I like to experience it for myself and kind of legitimize it. If it's legitimate to me, then I say it should be some kind of legitimacy to you, and that's why I want to bring it to you, to make sure that you get exposure to some of the things that I get exposure in, some of the tools and methods that I use to further my own life. I would like to share with you guys. And Houiea and his particular method of connecting with the higher self has really been beneficial to me, so I figured it would be beneficial to you. So if there's what would one want to expect if they wanted to do a higher readings session with you? What should they expect? Are they going to be freaked out? What should they expect?
I guess to answer that question, I would have to do maybe an average of everyone's reaction, or an average of every reading that I've ever done. And I guess that would be well, that's hard to do. Every single reading is different. I'll explain how it works. Okay, so you come and you sit down, and I summon your higher self, and then I begin by describing your higher self from bottom to top. The feet, and then, as I'm explaining parts of your body, I'm explaining, how they relate to you. And in your physical body, in your physical existence, in your life path. And I'm describing the garments, the ways in which your higher self is adorned, because it all ties together. Okay, the visuals are a story, it's a communication, it's a language. And then after that, I start channeling. I literally talk to your higher self, and I start asking, what does blank need to know? What do you want to, and then we just talk, And after I'm like, you know, there comes a point in the reading when the higher self has spoken everything, channel all the messages and whatnot, and then I say, do you have any questions? And then they ask questions, and then they ask questions, and I'm like, well, and I'm like, yeah, like, then, you know.
Let me ask you a question. When you say talk to, do you mean it's not it's not a verbal communication, right? So,
Sometimes.
So what's the other time? What are you doing?
It's more nonverbal, and I wouldn't say it's mental communication because it's beyond mental at times. It's emotional, it's mental, it's ethereal, it's just nonverbal. It's communication. Spiritual communication.
Spiritual. It's not what do you call it? It's not telepathy or.
Well, I feel like these are words that have been used to put parameters around the intangible so that it can be identified in ways that are much more simplified and to the average person, or to the person that does not experience spirituality and bring spirituality into every experience. This is a spiritual experience. It's not this isn't science.
Yeah. Well, science is trying to move into it, right? Quantum physics. They're trying to quantify some of the stuff. We're probably light years away from it, but I see a step in the direction to bring more legitimacy to readings, to the whole spiritual lifestyle. It's just going to take a while, right?
I love science.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying what it is and what it isn't. Actually, like the practice of incorporating magic into science is alchemy. And I do a little alchemy. You know, it's all a part of it. However, there is a guy, a scientist, who studied quantum physics, who explained God.
Really?
Broke down God within science. His name is Nassim Haramein. It's freaking amazing. It was amazing. Like, for all those scientists, those scientific people who don't get it, you know, just check him out.
And what was his name again?
Nassim Haramein.
Nassim Haramein. I'm going to check him out too.
Yeah,
Sounds like it. So, the higher self reading is one. And then you do other readings as well, right? Just to even break it down a little bit, you do Akashic Records readings.
I do Akashic Record readings.
Yeah. And that, guys, is going to be for the next video. So what I want to do is I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it so much. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick intro to higher self reading, what it is, how you can get involved, if it's going to be beneficial. I'm sure it will be. Leave a comment below to tell me if you have any questions for Houiea or me in this whole process. Talk to you guys later.